I'm at 3416 Trimble Avenue in Evanston, I believe. We're doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, and, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. We are in the basement, going through the stack on the right side. There's a clean out in the stack on the right side of the basement, near the back door and the right in between the washer and dryer at the bottom of the steps. And the clean out is PVC, but it looks like the line going into the ground is cast iron. Based off of the into the house, I expect there to be like clay underneath. Once we get under the floor, all the way out to the all the way out to the street. That does, if we get to the bottom and we turn, looks like the line is sitting full of water. There's some debris built up at the base here. I don't know how long this house has been empty. Hopefully we can push out and we can maybe see better. Pull back. Looks like this is coming over and see, and that just could be like minerals from the water building up. I don't know how long this house has been empty, like I mentioned. It could be grease from the laundry being hooked up right here. Sometimes the grease from the fabric softener can build up like that also. There's a lot of buildup at the base of the stack. So we'll take another look at that on the way back. Bit of an offset here. Not too bad. Looks like it's a lower on the downstream side, which means it should be able to carry flow. 36 feet out there. We'll try to so far, based off of the way the floor looks in the basement, I'm very surprised at how good shape this line is actually in. Let's see if I can get a better look at this here. That is just a cutout here. Looks like the pipe is broke right here at about, you can see the connection has dropped. There's some earth getting in. Looks like this section of pipe is dropped. So from here, it was about 40 or so. Needs a little bit of roots coming in here at the about 54-foot mark. That seam. actual camera lens is only about a half an inch off the bottom of the pipe, so the fact that this is staying out of the water most of the way, it's not under it, shows there's very little water, which means surprisingly not a whole lot of power in the line, which again is pretty surprising based off of what the floor looks like in the house, but we should be outside. We may be getting close to the main at this point. Outside of the house looks pretty good. Looks like we're going to make a turn. Means we're probably getting pretty close to the main. Coming at an angle. There we go. And here we are, dropping into the main. So we made it almost exactly 100 feet from the clean out here all the way to the main. Majority of this looks pretty good, actually. We'll say so from 98 feet back to like 40 to 50 feet in there somewhere. The line looked really good. We had a few spots on the inside that looked like it was, it just had a little bit of shifting to it, and again, looking at the concrete floor in the house, that's not surprising at all. There we go. There is a piece of broken pipe actually in the line right there. That is a piece of clay. So what we need to do is see if we can find out exactly where that piece came out of, which I believe is pretty close by. This is probably where we were before, at about 40 or 45 feet maybe, I think. Trying to clean the camera off a little bit. A little bit of roots here, a tiny bit, about 50 feet. But I believe that chunk of pipe is from this section coming up to here. On the way out, you can see a lot of it. You can see the pipe broke and missing. Looks like right about there. I am thinking that's where that piece of clay further down the line came from, excuse me. It's we're about 45, 46 feet out. I'm going to pause the video and we're going to mark exactly where this spot is. I'll figure out a way to mark it. I believe this is inside the house, so I'll figure out a way to mark it without making too much of a mark on the floor. But I'm going to pause and get it located. Okay, so that's right outside the front door, right past the porch. It's about 8 foot deep to the invert, which is the where the camera is. Basically, it's the inside bottom of the pipe. So it'd be about 7'6" to the top of the pipe there if you needed to dig it up. You can see some horizontal and radial cracks there. In that same spot, you can see the spot missing, I think, right up above that. Right here. it may have been an old connection for a downspout. There's a downspout not far from this spot, but the pipe is obviously broke. I mean, it's flowing, but looks like the top is dropping, and it could, there's obvious damage. You can still see looks like just chunks of either mineral deposits from it sitting here, from the water sitting here, and it collecting. Could be some, looks brittle, could be a little bit of grease from, like I said, the kitchen line coming down, and the washers here also. There's a lot of grease and fabric softener. Can sometimes build up. There's some roots here also inside here. It's not down in the flow line or anything, but could cause future issues if not maintained properly. Looks like I am vertical already. It looks like right here at the base where the cast iron, the vertical cast iron, you can see, I'm hanging at like 80, 85 degrees, somewhere in between there. I'm hanging straight up and down through the pipe, and you can see, you can get the water to drip off the edge. There's roots coming in right at the connection where it's going through the floor, so where the cast iron drops down into the clay. See if we can get it dried off. I think what I'll do is I'll pull the camera out, try to wipe off the front, and then we'll go back down vertically, and you can take a look at that so that you can see where the roots are getting in. It's a pretty open connection right there, because it's basically that cast iron's dropping into, probably about a 3-inch cast iron, and a 4-inch cast iron dropping down into a 6-inch clay under the floor. And so again, you have a smaller pipe dropping into a larger pipe, and so there's pretty normal to have a gap there. It's just an easy spot for roots to get in. So again, you can see how it's kind of choked down as it drops in, and there's clay right below it. So this can be cleaned, or it can be dug up and fixed. But again, if it's cleaned, it will be something you would have to maintenance on a regular basis every couple years or so usually. But that is, it didn't look too bad for, the evidence around us. Really only one spot, a major concern, and that was right out front of the porch. And that was a piece of broken pipe that was flowing at the moment, but that could drop at any moment. Looking at the amount of, there were radial and longitudinal cracks in that pipe, and a chunk missing out of the top also that we found downstream a little bit, still laying in the pipe. So, but other than that, actually the pipe looked pretty good. Based off of the surroundings. So I'm gonna note the outside spot with the it's been marked with green paint and a green flag, and it'll also be noted in the report, the footage on the video, and so that's you can get a licensed plumber to get a quote on that particular fix. So that'll end the inspection at 3416 Trimble Avenue.